All right, gents. Well, this is a video I don't really want to make. I haven't wanted to make because it kind of exposes what I've been doing wrong, right? And a lot of that has come to light recently with, we've got like an in-house accountant. I've got a controller who's a real pro, like a real, was making six figures before she got here, highly coveted in this industry. Like this is kind of what I'm good at, right? Is I'm good at getting really good talent. And so getting this really talented controller has it completely exposed the things that needed to be exposed that I was doing wrong. And so I'm gonna kind of show y'all now like the mistakes that I was making that I wasn't really sure that I didn't know for sure that I was making these mistakes, but they were gonna prevent me. Like these were chickens that were gonna come home to roost. Like this was gonna be an issue, and thank God we caught it, right? So the main reason we've been so successful is because the product itself is infinitely viable, right? Like we have a banging product that's priced right, that we're selling at scale, and it's such a spicy pepper that like even though our back end systems are fucked and not organized right, like it turns out I've only been billing out like 75 to 80% of my work. Like up to 20% to 25% of all the work we do, it's either getting stuck as an estimate, and it's just like someone says, hey, let's go ahead and do this job. And I say, cool, call somebody, hey, you guys go knock this job out. I'll set up a job sheet for it and everything, but I'll never convert that estimate into a job, which sounds technical, but like whenever it's an estimate, it's not like in your accounting software, it's not like a blinking light, like, hey, this job hasn't been paid. An estimate means we don't know if we're going to do it. Maybe they'll say yes, maybe they'll say no. And I've left that bitch in the maybe box on a lot of jobs, right? That just never got billed out. We're cleaning all that up right now. We are collecting this money. Then there's a lot of service tickets that, like, these are service jobs where it's like customers are backed up like 20 fucking invoices, and it turns out that the online billing kiosk that we use for them has been trying to reach us, or like, and we're not set up right. And then, so that's a ton of money on just the service tickets alone that we've been missing. And then the other big one is the public work, right? So private and public are different. I've talked about this a lot. Private work, it's a guy or a business in a bank that are saying, hey, we want this, we're going to pay for it. It's really more cut and dried. Public work, it's other people's money. It's the government's money. So there's all these little fucking phony boxes that have to be checked and technical shit. So it's really hard to bill the public work. It's very difficult. And so like, I'm like six figures, more than six figures. Well, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole with one company, like 170,000, like legit, they for sure owe me. For months they've owed me. And it got critical, right? So how critical did it get? Like, it was enough to have me in a panic, but I don't think it was really a justified panic. But on Monday, I had $30,000 in the company bank account. Like, not talking about my money separate, but like in the company bank account, I had $30,000, which payroll has been $33,000 or $34,000 in a week, right? So on Monday, I'm spending, like, I think insurance right now is under 20K a month, but it's up there, like all the company cards for gas and purchases, it's like fucking 10 grand a week. So it's like on Monday having 30K is like, we're fucked. And it's like, I know I've got all this money out. I know I've got all this money on the streets. And that's the day Gina started. And again, I was really nervous because I was like, fuck, it seems like I was like, am I hitting this point of diminished returns? Like, am I not being like, is it that now I'm at this size with this many guys, has the formula broke down, and what I'm not doing, like what I'm doing is not good enough anymore? Like, it turns out fucking Williams was right. It turns out that like I am too cheap or something. Well, beautifully enough, it turns out Gina got all that fixed. Because I told her right away, she comes in and I say, so you're doing so much shit for me, right? You're going to clean up service. You're going to clean up billing. You're going to help the pre-bid process as far as organizing jobs and tracking things and getting things in the right bucket. So I was like, I want you to watch my bid process. And guys, I do bid like $50,000 to $100,000 jobs in about 10 minutes. It really is like, it's kind of a sight to see, right? And so I was like, well, just watch. I'll bill one right now. Like I was like, here, let's do this one. And it's like a $55,000 job. But I was like, okay, so here's our estimated cost. We're at 15K. I don't remember the exact numbers. I was like, it's like 12K for fixtures, 15K for material, and 12K for labor. That's our estimated cost. So our total is like 33,000. We're gonna sell it for 55. That's our goal. And she's like, oh my god, she's like, if you can sell it that rate, that's better than other companies can sell it for in this market. Like she's like, if you can do that, I was like, I do that like all day, left, right, and center. And I was like, but I need you to verify that we are generating the gross profit I'm predicting. Because I'm like, in my head, I think we are, right? Because everything is in my head, which is stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's like stupid as me holding this marker and not write anything the whole time. It's just stupid. And like, in all honesty, usually my head's right and my gut was right. It's like, because I am pretty smart and I can handle a bunch of things at once without it like really like watering me down. I can still kind of like really be smart on a bunch of things at once and remember all this. And so like, I just intuitively know how much money I've spent on jobs and I'm usually right. And it seems like I'm right, but like the money was starting to be off. But it's because fucking 20 to 25% is getting sent out. And it's like retainage was another one. Retainage, right? So a lot of these construction projects, they hold 10% of the job until you're fully finally closed out. Everything's done. The customer signed off on this. We're like into warranty phase. And then like 30 to 45 days after that, you get the final 10% of the job that's called retainage. And it's to like make sure you don't get enough money to not want to answer the phone no more and say, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. Because the GC needs you to be able to come back and fix and adjust things and whatever. But I hadn't picked up a ton of money in retainage. And so when I tell Gina, this is how I do it, this is my process, it's repeatable, I can do it all fucking day, hundreds of jobs a year. I was like, but if you can verify this number's right, then we just need to clean up our cash flow and our billing system, which should be good. She was like, well, I don't think your pricing is the problem. She was like, because I can tell you right now, like from my time being service manager at this other company that's bigger than me, she was like, we weren't charging as much as you charge. She's like, you charge more than we charge. And she was like, and I'll tell you this, she was like, to scale to what you've scaled to, with only billing out like fucking 80% of it at most, maybe less, 75%. That's 25% of the work I haven't billed. That's crazy. She's still not even sure, but she's like, it's at least 20, maybe 25%. She's like, it's at least, there's no way it's less than 20, which is crazy. But she's like, so to be able to scale this big with that much of a hole is impressive. So like, obviously my pricing's right and shit. Now, so aside from me losing, me losing money because I'm more of like a dumbass, well, I'm an artist. I can't be bothered with paperwork and shit, man. I just make sure the product's banging and that the numbers are right, at least for what they should be. But there's more to issue besides just losing money, right? So there's two really big medical systems, right? And these are systems because typically they're related to a university, and then they have like professional buildings, the hospital proper, and then they have like network satellites. So anytime you can get in with the medical system like this, it's a massive deal. So there's two that I'm in. I'm a proven entity. There's some behind the scenes drama, which I may talk about in another video coming up, that's like kind of giving me an opportunity. And now that I have Gina optimizing my backend, I see how big of a nightmare I was. Because guys, like the thing is, the product's always going to be good, right? And who's deciding who hires me at the corporate level, at the Fortune 500 level? Who's hiring me? It's not motherfuckers that are dealing with me on site, right? So it quickly becomes people who, every time they're dealing with Dyson, it's people that don't have their shit together in their office, people that can't figure out what to bill, what has been billed. It's people who are a problem, right? And what is your brand, fellas? Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, right? So you get to this level that I've got to, well, there's a lot of motherfuckers that aren't in the room with you. A lot. And it's really quick and easy for those decision makers to only associate you with that fucking bullshit. And like, it's like, as good as I may be in the field and as good as my product is, at this level, it doesn't translate. You've got to have, like, besides like not making enough money because I'm losing 20-25% like a fool, but like I wasn't professional enough to deal with these customers to where, even though I can deliver, I will guarantee I'll get the job across the finish line. Like, that's huge for personal, me and you. You're hiring me, but once it's corporate hiring me, that's not enough, boys. It's not enough. So, thank God I was humble enough to see that I was fucking up, dudes. fucking up big. Like, it's like, I'm obviously good, right? Or I wouldn't have all this money and shit that I do have and like just built it up like I did. But, you know, I made that video yesterday about the 3 guys who fail in business. And the last one was Mr. In Charge. It's all got to be me. I'm in charge of everything. And if I was bit by that fucking bug, Dyson Plumbing has about a year left. Like, because like I say, the pepper's spicy. She's a spicy pepper, dudes. And like a little bite goes a long way. But at scale, you're losing so much along the way that it is gonna, the formula breaks down. So, you know, this upgrade to the office is the difference maker that now gives me more confidence to go get, like what I'm saying, like Fortune 500 fucking work, boys. So, I don't know, maybe this video sucks. I sucked, and that's what this video was about. See you later.